All right, everybody, welcome. Welcome to the half, say by the Bellerin. Uh, 45 minutes in, gentlemen, it's 1-1. Not what we'd expected. City jumped on very kind of sleepwalking Arsenal. Third minute, awful goal. The less we say, the better, but we got to talk about it. Sam, what happened there? I mean, we've seen this too many times before. I guess you can walk us through it, but
To be
horrible way to
perfectly,
start a match.
to be perfectly honest with you, where do I start in terms of that first
Okay, well,
that
take us
first
through
goal? Basically, they've come from the middle, burst down to the side. We're not touch tight. We're not close enough. And some unbizarre reason allowed the ball to get into the box via a cross. You'd think Mustafi at the near post would deal with it, being one of the senior players in the side there. All he needs to do is adjust his body shape a little bit, and he's heading that out for a corner. He doesn't shift his feet. He doesn't jump. He does absolutely sweet FA. Gabriel Jesus goes in between him and Gabriel Magalhaes. And the less said about Runnison in that situation, the better, I think, to be honest. But the back line there didn't shower itself in glory at all.
Okay, Ryan, let's give Runnerson a little tip of the cap, though. He did redeem himself late in the half. Jesus was put through one-on-one. Looked like it was going to be 2-0, and Runnerson made a spectacular save. Kind of helped turn the match around, at least give the club a little lift.
Yeah, it was a fantastic 1v1 save. Like, just put himself in the way of it. I had already programmed myself to think we had conceded there, but he came out on top, so can't really complain. Did a good job.
All right, let's go to the other half. You know, they pushed forward. They started actually pressing, something you were talking about, that this club is vulnerable, even when they have the number one, and that City is vulnerable to the press. This unit, obviously their second unit, not their best, certainly in the back line. Arsenal started to press in the last 15 minutes, started to get the ball away in City's third. Martinelli, Ryan, wonderful feed to Lacazette, who you were saying it in the pregame, so I'm going to give you a tip of the hat. You said if he just needs one to bounce off his face and into the goal. He put a little more guidance into this one, but it bounced off his face and into the goal and tied the match at 1.
Yeah, that's all the team needed, was that confidence of getting a goal back against a big team. And you could see what it did to him after that. Because before we scored, it was all very pass backwards, sideways, and all the rest of it. But as soon as we scored, the ball was going forward. It was going into dangerous positions. So it looked overall a lot better. And that's what confidence does to a team.
They had a lot of zip after that, Sam. We talked about it. Everybody seemed to get a spark. Everybody went forward. Looked like Arsenal was the one who looked more threatening, even though we entered what we joke about as the Emery zone, kind of gallows humor, because they tend to give up unfortunate goals in the last 2-3 minutes before a half. They did it on Saturday. Not this time. Actually, Arsenal getting away with one. Martinelli on a 50-50 with their keeper way outside the box. Very, very, very fortunate not to escape. Looks like a badly contused shin, maybe some cut skin, might need some stitches, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, for me with that challenge, it's very naughty. Obviously, the speed that the goalkeeper's coming out and the speed that Martinelli's going in to close the ball down, the keeper's got to be a bit smart there, because he was very high. It's very high. He's closed his foot to the ball, but then opened the studs up to Martinelli. And as Martinelli was getting up and walking around, you could see the blood pouring through his sock. It's
Could need some stitches at the half, it looks like.
Possibly, and if it's one that sits right above the shin pad, that is going to be sore for the rest of the game. With swelling as well, I'd be very surprised if we see Martinelli at the weekend because of it. I'd be very surprised if Martinelli comes out for the second half, to be perfectly honest. But if he does, fair play to him. All the props has got to go to him for the first goal. The way that he just kept going and kept going. Danny Spire's good little ball into him. Both of the crosses that Martinelli put in were on the dime. We really need him because this kid is levels above everybody else in this team at the moment.
And you said you saw the quality was obvious, and we were musing if they could get to the half 1-1, and he's healthy again. We all cross our fingers on that. You have the option, Ryan. Nico Pepe's on the bench that you could go into if you get this to say 60 minutes, or even you want to start the half this way. Let's figure that if Martinelli comes out, he's probably not good for 45 given the injury. But you could start the half and say, let's go a few minutes. Let's see with Martinelli left, Pepe right, Lacazette central. Maybe nick that winning goal or the leading goal. Yeah,
you could do that, but I really don't want to risk Martinelli in a cup game, to be honest, considering the games we have coming up in the league, and obviously we need the points in the league. But I wouldn't even bother bringing him out for the second half, personally. So I wouldn't have even played him in this game.
What would you do then? Just swap him for Pepe?
Yeah, straight swap.
Okay. Sam, still 1-1 opportunity to snag this against City. We were guardedly optimistic, and that was being optimistic when the match started. But here they are, 45 minutes in. They've got to have a little bit of belief right now, I would think.
Yeah. If I don't see them come out for the second half with a bit of zip and guile, I'm going to be extremely let down by these players, because we've closed the half on top. We should be coming out with the same energy, with a bit more after a bit of rest, and really get on top of Man City now, because as we've said, Man City are susceptible to the press. So if we can keep that up, then potentially we can come away with a 2-1 win here. But as Ryan said, it's with Martinelli, he wouldn't bring him out. But unfortunately, right now, to get a result for this game, he's going to be key.
All right. This is not a cup. This is not a Prem match. It's a cup match, but it's against City. And City's put a very respectable side on the pitch. Ryan, how much could a win in this competition help them on the weekends? Could this be a tonic for them if they snatch this?
Yeah, and good results breed confidence and positivity through the dressing room, which we don't really have at the moment. Obviously there's reports of disharmony in the dressing room and that. But that's coming from bad results because we're not winning. We win a game today, we get the confidence going to Chelsea, who don't look that great at the moment. They look a bit shaky. And then you take the game to them, and it's building foundations and building blocks. Just building some momentum and confidence in the 11. And that could be key if we win this game.
All right. Sam, any other moves that you look for? Obviously, Pepe's the big offensive weapon who could turn this match in Arsenal's favor. Anybody else? I mean, he's got some strength on the bench, but it all seems to be in the back. Given Rennerson's shakiness, would you put Leno in at this point?
No, I think if he didn't make that save that he did, then I'd be bringing Leno on. But you've got to give him a bit of credit for that, and put a little bit of faith in him. In regards to going forward, if Martinelli is unable to continue, I would probably put Smith Rowe in on the left-hand side and wait till about 55 minutes to then introduce Pepe, but on the right-hand side.
And we've been talking about this in the midfield, right? The midfield has gone wanting, not so much. You've used the term hiding, you've diagrammed it. We saw a lot of that early in the half. But going forward, Arteta's put a lot of faith in the kids. Some of them have really come through. Obviously, Martinelli today. Ryan, you're very bullish on Smith Rowe. Is this his time where he could really make a difference? Is this the proper stage for him at this point in his career?
Yeah, I was actually just looking to see who he had on the bench just now, and I was like, oh, Smith Rowe's on the bench. Easily could come on and play on the left, in the middle, on the right. if we need a goal, your two options would be Smith Rowe and Pepe coming on. Obviously, you've got Balogun as well on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Smith Rowe. If we're looking for a goal, I'll definitely try and bring him on for maybe Willock.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Who does he come on for? Anything that I missed, Sam? Any options that you would like to see in this next 45?
Depends if we have a change of shape and if we was to try and really push for the win and go two up top. You've got Eddie and Balogun on the bench. If it'll be very telling to see who comes on out of them two, if any come on, to be honest. Me and Ryan have had this conversation earlier on today via WhatsApp, but for me, in this type of game, I'd probably edge towards Balogun. I just feel he's got a bit more well-rounded game than what Eddie has right now, but you might need that runner in behind. In that case, although Balogun can do it, Eddie is more specialised in that aspect, but that really be the only substitutions I'd be looking at is potentially Smith Rowe for Martinelli if he can't continue, Pepe for Willock, and then one of Eddie or Balogun for Laka.
All right, here we are. 45 minutes, 1-1. A match is still there to be won. It's City, and it was shaky, but it's tightened up, and Arsenal have a fighting chance. So we're about to kick off the second half, so we're going to let you go. We'll come back in the post-match and wrap it all up for you. Thank you for watching, joining us here. Be sure to come back once the final whistle blows, and we'll have more to discuss today. See you in a bit.